Hello, welcome to the Benchmark podcast. This is my third guest on. I've got Rajesh and Emma. I'll let you introduce yourselves, who you work for, your background in the geospatial sector. Start with you, Raj.
My name is Rajesh Madanlal. I'm working for Galliford as a survey manager. I joined Galliford around 3 years back. Before that, I worked on Eiffage on HS2 for around 3 years. I've been in this surveying industry, around 21 years in UK. When I started on road projects. So basically my experience in road projects. So I worked for Belfor BD for 15 years. So all my projects starting from M25 on the roads, M1 going on to A13, and then my pilot project was A14, Cambridge bypass. I spent around 4 years there.
Well,
yeah, learned all my surveying skills all through and progressed and started as an assistant in 2004 and slowly got progressed. And I'm in Norwich on Galliford infrastructures. We're doing a dune carriageway widening. I used to handle a couple of projects. Now I'm looking after one project 9 kilometers long.
Wow.
So yeah, I've been there 2.5 years, another year and a half to finish.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going well.
Amazing. So you've gone into like a project manager role?
I'm a survey manager.
Survey manager, yeah.
I'm a survey manager. So I'm looking after all the surveying basically needs. So including helping delivery and engineering team. So I have my own team of surveyors, which they go out, do all the topographic initial surveys, and then we get involved in design.
Yeah.
And then once the design gets deliverable, we validate the designs and then make it deliverable, make it workable on site with the site engineers, help them how to use the design on setting out.
Yeah.
And then do all the as-builds. So we process all the as-builds records. We make deliverable drawings for our clients. Now my clients are national highways. So yeah, that's what I do.
Brilliant. So you specialize in roads?
Yeah, I normally specialize in roads. I worked on HS2 before for 3 years. That's also a road project. They call it a railway, but it's still a road project.
Yep.
Yeah, so my specialization is roads.
Oh, brilliant. Okay. So obviously scale factor would be...
Always. Scale factor is the biggest thing,
Yeah.
So anywhere you go. So you used to always, in UK, normally you work on local scale factors on each project.
Yeah.
Designers are there. They give you the ship grids. When I worked on HS2, previous to this project, we were on a snake grid because we are on a length of more than 80 kilometers long. So going all the way from London to Birmingham. I worked for a company called EKFV. I was a survey manager there.
Yeah.
And so scale factor was a very big term. And here also, we are on a linear projects. Roads are linear projects.
Yeah.
So always they fall between more than one grid.
Yeah.
So then our designers, they work out and then we have the shift gate applied.
Amazing. Amazing. Emma, on to you. Just introduce yourself and who you work for and what you do.
So I'm Emanuela Chimiuc, but usually people call me Emma. It's easier to pick up. I'm survey manager for Eiffage. I work for the company Eiffage, which is a French company, but it's the JV, EKFB, working on HS2 project at the moment.
Wow.
And like Rajesh said, EKFB has 80 kilometers from the whole length of London to Birmingham trace. The job itself is split in 5 sections. So I deal with 10 kilometers in Calvert, plus the intersection to the East-West Road. So I've done that first, 3 kilometers on that. And now we're working on finishing the project because most of our structures are completed. And the most known asset is the back mitigation, is 1.5 kilometers of connected structures built of different stages, like within the last 5 years. So I'm in the project since they gave notice to proceed. So it'll be like 6 years soon. And the duties are survey manager dealing with a team of surveyors, assistants, doing everything from checking or drone flights, processing data, and what else? Monitoring, construction monitoring.
Yeah.
And before that, I've done the Luton Dart, the rail, the Dart from Parkway Station to Luton Airport.
Wow.
And before that, I'm Romanian, so I'm not British, and I moved to UK in 2003 after my university. It took me about 3 years to start to work in construction, so I started to work in 2006, and I've done small little projects like from everything, groundworks, structural steel, surveying, and then scanning like Amazon warehouses, scanning the floors, and got all this kind of experience from everything. So I'm kind of have experience in all stages of construction, but then I think infrastructure and heavy civils is more of my like.
Yeah. How have you felt being a female? Because my mum runs our survey company, and proud to be run underneath a female, and it's quite rare. And I think we can tell by the queue of the toilets downstairs. I think there's a massive queue for the men's, and there's no queue for the women's. So it's definitely a male-dominated sector to be in. So how have you found it? Obviously, with all your experience and the projects you've been on.
Things have changed.
Yeah.
Into a positive side.
Yeah.
So I used to work to stay in the cabins with all male construction workers.
Yeah.
And not having a toilet for ourselves. So just changing there, taking all the discussions. But I just took it as it is, it didn't stop me.
No.
And back in Romania was even worse. So everything that it's a positive change, it actually made me feel better. And I think I can see this a positive approach to let women into the construction and just trust us as well, because we actually bring up a positive impact into the construction industry.
Yeah.
So
that's amazing.
I find that now the environment is quite respectful.
Yeah.
At least in our project, we and there's a lot of focus on mental health support.
You both work on enormous projects, massive projects. Yeah. What would you say is your biggest challenge for the geospatial market? We're as an industry, we're challenging with recruitment, wages, costs, things like that. What would you think is
recruitment is I think that the most challenging.
Yeah.
Because the present project I'm working is on the east side of the UK.
Yeah.
And getting people around there, especially the skilled workers, the people who know how to do the job, is very difficult.
Yeah.
But another kind of a challenging, but in a positive way, is the innovation. So how quickly the things are changing, the softwares, and especially we using now AIs into the construction industries. Yeah. Automation is in last 5 years, the automation has gone from 0 to 80.
Yeah.
I will say. So all positive way, but you need to be on top of it. If you want to be in the industry for a long time, you have to learn all those new softwares and new automation coming in, and it's very positive, I think, sir.
How do you cope with, obviously, since you've started, your projects have gone on for years. As the equipment evolves and software evolves, does your project evolve, or do you have, you might be working on paper plans when you first started, or you worked from PDFs when you first started, but I think they spoke about, the connected workflow moving forward. Do you implement new innovations as you progress on the project?
I will personally say, from my days on HS2 to this GT infrastructure in the last 3 years, we have now going out of using memory sticks and paper drawings.
Yeah.
Like Connect. Connect is one of the biggest, I think, innovation tool we have now.
Yeah.
So because I'm basically a Trimble user.
Yeah.
So I have Trimble softwares, Trimble hardwares.
Yeah.
And I can connect my working sites. So my surveyors and site engineers on site.
Yeah.
They are all the time really connected to within the Connect environment.
Yeah.
So I can have my monitoring projects. I can put my designs on the Connect.
Yeah.
I can issue the designs or any revisions in a real time.
Yeah.
So people are using the right design, the right revision all the time.
Yeah.
and also getting all the information, design, all the as-builds back from the site.
Yeah.
So we don't have to go and use any more memory stakes and exports and start losing the files or lose the data. So everything is intact. We are in a real sync all the time.
Good. Amazing. What about yourself, Emma, on that?
So in regards to the challenges, I find them all equally challenging. I mean, recruiting is challenging, retaining workforce is challenging. And then when you have them on site, you have new employees on site, is to integrate them into the workflow.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they don't have the experience, even if they've been on different projects.
Yeah.
So
you're on quite specialist projects, aren't you? So I suppose even if I had it, I've got a lot of survey experience, but probably coming onto your HS2 and your road projects is probably new to me, a lot of that. So, you've got to integrate a lot of...
having a large project, if you are to put a small project, everything is in-house. But if you have a large project where you have different delivery teams, you have 10 bridges with 10 delivery teams, and you need to congregate all the information into one handover, then you need to connect everything. So this is where we go. We used to do pencil and paper, where now we do total station digitalized.
Yeah.
We do automated monitoring. You don't have to be there. That's remote. That's health and safety, E-Systems health and safety. Yeah. And when you bring new people into your site, they have to get with this new technology. So having digitalization, having like Timber Connect, if a surveyor is leaving the job, then you need to get that data. So you need to have everything. People just change, this is how it is. It's the movement of the workforce. So you need to have a system in the back to back up all the information, because in the end, there should be a handover completed successfully.
Yeah.
So that's why we need digitalization. We need like Timber Connect, a platform where you have everything updated.
Yeah.
It's not only from the site to office, but from office to site as well.
Yeah.
So that will be challenges. And the next one was?
It was about recruitment. I think, and
recruitment is... There's a lack of surveyors, and maybe not surveyors, but qualified people with experience.
Yeah.
You will need to train
skilled qualified surveyors.
Yeah.
It's really a big challenge, especially in the UK.
What do you think the industry can do to challenge that? Because obviously we've been having this discussion on many people.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere. Everybody talks about that. Going to the sets like secondary school.
Yeah, I think we're doing a little bit better now, I will say, because government has introduced apprenticeships. So every big infrastructure company has a levy to observe few apprentices. In my team, I have 2 apprentices.
Yeah.
So we are training them from the A level, going up to become a surveyor or a site engineer.
Yeah.
So apprentices are coming in. So we are sending them to college. They are coming to the apprentices routes, and at the same time, they're getting the practical experience on site.
Yeah.
I think that's the way to build more the manpower, the security where we are not getting it.
Like you have in secondary school, you have food tech.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should have construction tech, just to build small little pyramids.
Definitely.
They do woods.
Woodcrafting, wood tech, yeah.
They should be small little things like, let's dig a hole, I'll give you a tape.
Yeah.
Let's do this triangle. So small little things. And children just start to develop passion for something.
Yeah.
Yeah. To encourage people when they're in schools.
Yeah.
To teach them what is construction, what is surveying, what is geospatial. If you're giving them a little bit of a insight, then they can decide what they want to do.
Yeah. No, I think that's a really key point is it needs to capture them at a young age.
Yes.
I think another thing that we can improve on is social media.
Yeah.
And things like that, make engaging content so people actually see what you're doing. Because HS2, the road that your project you're doing is using tech. It's exciting. People should want to do it. They've got all the skills, but they just don't know what the job is yet.
Yeah.
So I think there's loads of avenues we can go down, especially on the recruitment side.
Yes.
We do a lot of school engagements
Oh,
within
you do?
within the Ages too. There's a commitment to get involved within communities,
Yeah.
which is really appreciated. We do lots in Buckinghamshire, at least in our area. We participate in voluntary work to do school engagements and
Yeah.
explain children what does it mean. We go with the drone and just give them a bit like a spice of or taste of this is what we actually do,
Yeah.
and maybe they start to have some interest. So
Yeah.
we do get involved within the communities.
Okay, great. Where do you see us going? It's ever evolving at the moment, your projects and things like that. Do you see the surveyor lasting, or do you think it's going to be taken over with technology, or it'll be run in different ways, or?
No,
It's how you take it. Surveys are going to stay there for more than whatever the age coming in, because we have technology coming in. Like previously, we used to have a bunch of surveyors going and measuring. I'm on a massive earthwork sites where we go and measure every day, every week for getting the weekly, monthly updates of the volumetric.
Yeah.
Now we fly drones, but still the processing is needed. Still a human touch is needed to fly the drone to get the data into the system. We are using Trimble Propeller, a software where we process all our information, or in TBC, our software. So you can use the technology to get it less people on ground.
Yeah.
You collect the data, but you still need to process the data and need to get the deliverables. So surveys are going to stay here for coming 100 more years, man.
So you both use Trimble
Yes.
a lot on your sites?
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. Is it?
So for me, it's the same. We started with pencil and paper.
Yeah.
We used to do calculations. I used to do coordinates conversion from global to local by paper. I used to teach this.
Yeah.
So, there is a say when teachers were against calculators, photographers were against digital cameras, and now writers are against AI.
Yeah.
For me, AI and the new technology, everything that comes up new now, automated, digital AI, is just another skill for surveyors.
Yeah.
So everything will make us a better surveyor, because we'll have even processing, Rajesh. Processing, you can do processing with AI. They can extract information. But that will give us, so from what we used to calculate and spend a lot of time to calculate and give results, we are there to analyze and give the deliverables, analyze more data. We can give faster information to delivery team, because we go and scan like 1 kilometer in a day.
Yeah.
And then you just go and analyze and tell them, in Trimble Business Center, you compare the scan to the design, and you come with a heat map, and you give it to a delivery team or to the designer, say, this is your as-built. This is where you have problem. We can monitor scan to scan. We can do scan to scan comparison. And you can give them the deformation, the deflection of some arches or some walls straight away from scan. But you didn't have to stay on site and collect that data with the total station. You can do that, of course.
Yeah.
But if you have the technology, you have to adapt it. You have to absorb it into your project. But because then you become more efficient.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus all this automated and remote communication to the total station. Yeah, if you do remote, how do you say that? Yeah, on the automated, you can connect through M1s. You can connect through the web portal.
Yeah.
You don't have to be there, which reduces the risk, health and safety risk, friction calls and fine.
So you both welcome AI into
I
the industry.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very excited, because what it does,
Saves time.
it doesn't take you out, but it helps you to do the work more accurately and more quickly.
Yeah.
You still need your human touch to validate it before you release it. But nowadays the technology is so evolving. You can share all your platforms to people who don't know how to use the software.
Yeah.
So I'm using Trimble Propeller. I fly drones, process it, and all my design, all my new survey earthwork is there, and I can share the web links, and people can just go access it, and they can validate. They can do whatever. They can do the measurements. They can do their checks. They can export the reports on their own.
Yeah.
So I don't have to send them PDFs, or don't have to physically, do the emails and give them the check records. Everything is there.
Yeah.
Same with the monitoring, automated monitoring. On that platform, you can share with your client so they can see the real-time results of a structure if you're monitoring it.
Yeah.
So that's amazing.
Nice. I think we touched on it earlier. There's a lot of challenges and things like that. But what do you think is the most important tool to a surveyor at the current time? We've got all of this AI in, total stations, GNSS, mobile mapping, laser scanning, terrestrial laser scanning, all the software, everything like that. But what would you say is the standout tool that is the fundamental use of a surveyor?
So for me, will be connecting all this data and share the information.
Yeah.
Because if I scan,
a connected workflow.
Yeah. If I scan and I can't share the data to anyone else because they have no skills how to use it, on how to manipulate and extract information. Or if I have data from the total station, I can't just share that. Just put them all in one platform where we can analyze. So that will be the challenge for me. The most important, everything is important. If you stay to look like that, you can collect data with all of them. They all critical. You can't use just a scan. And for setting out, you use total stations. All of them. What we need is, to have instruments that are waterproof, which Trimble is the best for that.
Yes.
You need instruments that collect data fast, which the scanners, we have X7. Well, I haven't used the X9, but I use X7 and SX10. And you need something to do low range, like the X7, or long range, like SX10. But data, people are not familiar with that. And the data is massive, where if they have an access to a platform like Connect, then they just visualize. They don't need to install anything, it's just through a web address. So that, for me, the most important tool is to present data. Collection, you can learn that. We do that. You too. Now we do drone collection.
Yeah. So we've been flying like fortnightly, a drone flight of 10 kilometers off my side. And we're having now around 110 gig of data every 15 days. And that is a raw data. And plus, when you process it, you will have a point cloud and you'll have a digital train, you'll have a surface model. That's addition on that. What we do, if all that can be put it into the cloud and like a environment like a Trimble Connect, if all the data goes there and it can be visualized, or other people can go and use them.
Yeah.
And you can upload the loads. Yeah, that's what a digital platform where you can share it and store it.
Wow.
And for us, one of the most important tool is to have a good computer. So it's not anymore how you collect data, but when you start the process, if you don't have a powerful game computer, like we have the best spec in our project, surveyors have that. Otherwise, you can't work with it. So you need powerful computers to actually process all this data, because it's massive. And there's so much information into that,
You've both got an extensive portfolio of projects and knowledge, obviously, with the projects you've been on. What would be your advice for someone just starting new? Because we obviously need to bring new blood into it and follow in your footsteps. But what would be your first advice for someone new coming in?
Someone new, one coming to the industry, I think first learn the basics.
Yeah.
That's important. Very, very important. When we started, as Emma said, we used to calculate bearing and distance on the books. Now the instruments like S7, S9, they do it on their own. So you can just go and do and traverse, and you can do the adjustments within a few minutes or an hour.
Yeah.
And you'll get the adjustments done. But previously, technologies are absolutely brilliant. You need to learn that for the new generation coming in. But you need to learn the basics, what is behind the technologies.
Yeah.
How to cross-verify if everything is, everything, what you're getting, the results, are they right or wrong?
Don't run before you can walk.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
For me, is to be meticulous. Don't just look at numbers. Don't just say, oh, look, this software can do traverse adjustment. You just go click, 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 click.
Yeah.
No. This is where the surveyors come into technology.
Yeah.
So AI can do whatever it wants. Software can do whatever it wants. But it is us to actually see where there is an error. And if you remember a couple of years ago, there was an antenna file error somewhere.
Yes.
basics.
Yes.
And I picked it up because it was matching exactly the difference between the OST and 15.
I know.
And because I've done a lot of static observation, I picked it up, and that was picked up in one of the updates.
And
so you just have to look and understand, So like you say, you have to learn the basics, because when you know the basics, then you know how to compare to a baseline. Well, this is not right. And then when you start to have a question, don't just leave it.
Yeah.
Go and dig into it until you have the confidence and your instincts as this is right, because it matches your beliefs. You know your, like you said, basics. And what we have a word to say that maths never disappoints. Angles and distances, they never lie.
Yeah.
Yeah. They might be taken wrong, you might have, because then you go again to the basics. An angle may be wrong, but why? Because the instrument has not been calibrated, because you didn't maintain it, you didn't take care of it. But if you put that data into TBC and you do your adjustment, the software does good.
Yeah.
But then you have errors, and you need to go back and see where the problem is.
Yeah, you need to know that.
So have your consistency. Do your basics, learn, get the experience, and ask questions. Because when you ask questions, then your brain starts to function as this is not right.
Yeah.
And then you just build on experience. And, you need to love to stay outside in the mud regardless of the weather. Be ready to have your boots and PPE, and yeah.
Excellent.
It's a fun job. I love it. It's not easy.
No.
And especially for women, it's not. It was a bit of a deterrent. It is for women and for girls. It is a bit of a deterrent to stay outside.
Yeah.
But now, for example, we presented at Trimble Dimension. We presented GS18. The R12i.
Yeah.
I'm using a lot of R12i and the Ep7, which is such a and really easy to handle the instrument.
Yeah.
So it's not heavy, and it doesn't put a lot of pressure on women. So it is attractive to girls and new girls and women to come into construction. And surveying is not only on site. You can do office work like planning level runs, planning the works, processing. So that's why it should be attractive to girls and women in construction.
Yeah. When R12i came, what Emma said about R12i, when it was introduced, I was one of the first guy in UK to test it.
Yeah.
And I did a business case.
Did you?
For Corec. Yeah. And amazing tool.
Honestly, I tested it as well.
You can save a lot of time.
Yeah.
A lot of time. Surveyors loves it. When you go on a field like a 4-5 kilometer long and you're doing topographic every 5 or 10 meters, you're observing it and you want all those line and points to be surveyed, it saves, I will say, 50% of your time.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant too.
I'm going to wrap it up just because we've gone over a little bit, but we should definitely do this again sometime, because you're both are just wealth of knowledge and really easy to talk to. So thank you for your time.
Thank you for inviting me.
No, that's right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.